Hi, this is Joe from Joe's Tech Bits. I haven't done a video in quite a while. Had trouble coming up with something I thought someone out there might like to see. And then finally I thought of something that maybe if I were looking for a video I would like to see. And my thought was showing how people can use AI in its current form to gather information, do research, use it as a really good reference. Believe it or not, you hear a lot about AI. AI is, I don't think all that it's cracked up to be, but AI has so much data out there. Anything you want to look up, you can pretty much find on AI. So, and a lot of seniors, I believe, hear the word AI and they say, oh, that's too advanced for me or whatever. Well, you don't have to think of it as a technical type thing. Actually, I retired from my company that I worked for, a large computer company, as a software engineer. So I've had my share of programming, and I do a lot on my own. In fact, I used AI to build a website for my wife. She has a craft site. The site is adelscrafts.com. I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out and see what I've done with AI coding mostly. But I wanted to approach it from just a normal, everyday, what can you see in AI that can help you find some information you like to have. Some of the things I've done, I've taken all the medications I'm on, fed them into AI, and had AI do a complete side effect analysis of all my drugs, which was quite helpful. I've done some things with AI, looking up good fruits to eat, good foods to eat, healthy foods, many things. There's a lot of things you can do with it. So what I wanted to do was show you some of the things I've done with AI, or you can do with AI, how to get to AI, first of all, and you'll see that it's a lot easier. If you have a computer, or I've done it on my tablet, I have an iPad, I have an AI apps on there, I can go right to AI there, and it's not hard. You just have to know what question you want to ask and take it from there. So, let's get started. I'll show you first of all how you get to AI, and then I'll show you how I use it and how you can use it. Here we go. I'd like to start by showing you a couple ways to access some AI services online, and two of them I use. One is Chatgpt, which is owned by a company called OpenAI, and the other one I use a lot is Grok, Grok, which is owned by Elon Musk. It's also a very powerful AI service. Keep in mind, again, There's nothing magical about AI. It's just a large, huge amount of data that is quickly searched and puts together answers for you as if it was a human talking to you. So you can actually carry on a conversation. Let me show you how to get started. If you go here, we'll search on Chatgpt first. And if you don't have an account already, the easiest way I've seen is to, when the Google hits come up, log on to Chatgpt, go out to this arrow here, click that, and it'll take you to this screen. And you see on the left-hand side, it'll show you some things, some what they call prompts you can ask AI. A prompt is what they call a question, but whatever your question is, whatever you type in to ask is there what they call a prompt. So I will call them prompts from now on, but you can do a lot of things. Summarize articles. If you have an article, you want just a summary of it. You can write a message or a letter even, and you can have AI review it and give you suggestions on improving the readability or whatever. You can just do about anything you want. You can ask it how to repair a light switch, something like that. One of the things I do is check drug interactions. You can do that. Well, let's go. We'll see how you can sign up for free here. This is, again, Chatgpt. And I could either log back in, but if you want a new account, you can just go down here. I'm going to put my Joe's Tech Bits Joe's Tech Bits email address to set up an account. And then we'll set up a password. We'll set up something here. I probably won't use this one because I already have an account with Chatgpt, but this will be like a secondary account. Now, what will come up when you do this, it'll send a code to your email, and this will verify that it's you, and you'll have to go to your email. We'll do a copy. And we'll go back to Chatgpt. Put the code in. And we'll hit continue. And now they want my age. And full name. Well, I'll put in Joe's Tech Bits. That's my real birth date. And we hit finish. So now we're logged in as Joe's Tech Bits. We're logged in as. And if you go up here, we get this warning, don't share information, check the facts. This is very important because I've asked the similar questions to several AI services and got different answers. So make sure you get the right answer. And again, ask away. You can ask as many questions or whatever type questions you'd like. Just remember that most AI services are censored in the fact that you can't ask any kind of questions that would be harmful to anyone or anything. So keep that in mind. So if you hit OK, let's go. And we're ready to put a prompt in. And we can ask away, as it said. Now here we are at the prompt line. And like I said earlier, we can ask it anything and everything. Just remember, if you're asking it any medical questions or anything like that, don't go by whatever Chatgpt says or any AI. Listen to your doctor, but you can check certain things on AI just to verify things about drugs and nutrition and things like that. So let's start out with one prompt. Let's say, give me a good breakfast meal for we'll try that. I should have said type 2 diabetes, but it recognized what I was talking about. Here we go. So you can see this. Things like this you can pretty much rely on, that they would be things you can rely on. So we have eggs, veggies, whole grain. And here it tells you why it works. We have a Greek yogurt bowl, why it works. High protein, fiber. So you see it gives you a lot of suggestions about different menus you can have for a good breakfast. And even if you don't have type 2 diabetes, these are probably good for you. Let's go try another one. We'll try that for a prompt. I asked what the side effects of Tylenol are, and Tells you it's acetaminophen. Common side effects: nausea, stomach pain, headache. I thought it was for headaches, but I guess it could cause headaches. And see, here's a bunch of things. Now, besides those kind of things, you can let's see, write a letter of cancellation of a subscription. Something like that. Let's see what it does with that. Okay, here's something you can use. It's pretty much straight to the point. Now what you can do, you see the little pages up here. You can copy this. If you hit copy, and what you can do, if you go over into a word processor, you can paste that right into a word processor and have a letter that you can print out. Of course, you'd have to edit this, put your name and address and all that in there. But that's one thing you can do. Okay, I'm gonna delete that. I don't need that. Another thing we can do is Harlan Coben is, I hope I spelled it right. Harlan Coben's been pretty popular on Netflix with some movies and series. So that name just came to mind. Let's see what it says about this. And here's a list of the top 5. Now, as I mentioned before, you might go over, we'll have to save that prompt and ask Grok what the top 5 are. So keep these in mind: Tell No One, The Woods, Fool Me Once, Deal Breaker, and Win. But we can check that, what the top 5 are in Harlan Coben. What else we can do is replacing a light bulb. This is kind of dumb, but let's see what it comes up with. It tells you how to do it. And here's other things. You can ask questions about people. Guess I spelled that right. We'll see. So there we go. Dick Van Dyke is 100 years old. Anything you find out about, you're most likely to find it on AI. Now, there's many AI services out there. You got Google has a bunch of them. You have something called Claude, I think. There's a whole lot of them. I can't name them off the top of my head right now, but if you go look, that's just for the heck of it. We'll just see. Maybe we can get a list. Gives you a lot of information. Now, see, if you want, I can show you the top 20 most popular tools in the world right now. What I would do is just highlight this, and when you highlight it, you can say Ask GPT. It'll put it down in the prompt area and hit the up arrow, and here we go. It's going to tell you. I'm not going to show you any of the imaging ones, but there's some amazing AI services that create images or edit images and do really neat things. Gemini is one of them. That's the Google one. And I think Chatgpt does a really good job with images. But one other thing I wanted to mention, when you put your prompt in, try and get as much detail in it as you can. Otherwise, the answer will be too general. You could say something like, show me the best TV series right now, and it'll show you a bunch of TV series. But then if you want to get a little more specific, say, show me the best TV series on Netflix or Hulu or whatever, and you get a much better answer for that particular prompt. So let's go try Grok, and we'll try a few prompts there. We'll try that one about Harlan Coben, see what Grok comes up with. Before we try Grok, I wanted to mention to you that Google also has AI integrated into its searching. So let's see, here's that Harlan Coben prompt that we had in Chatgpt. Let's put that here. Now let's see if we could find see, here's AI overview. So this is actually AI bringing back an answer, and you can see more here. I think the top one was tell no one. I don't remember if the stranger was in that list from Chatgpt. I think this was in the list, but the list you can see is definitely kind of different. You can go back in the video and pause the video at the other spot and check the answer that ChatGPT had. So most sites now have some amount of AI built in. It helps, especially in a search site when you're searching like this. So keep an eye out for that. Again, you can see it's not hard. If you can come up with a question, AI will give you an answer, whether it's good or not. And don't be afraid, if you don't like the answer, come back and tell AI, well, I didn't think it would do that or whatever. And talk to it just like you're talking to a person, although you're talking to some data. I went over to the Grok site and put that same prompt in about Harlan Coben books, and this is what came up. High demand. They want me to try a free Super Grok for free, but when I go over there, it gives me a 3-day trial and then wants to charge me. So I don't want to pay for it. And I'm not sure why it's such a high demand here, but maybe we'll come back to this later. And in the meantime, I'll try Gemini, see what that does. So here we go. I did a search on Gemini. It comes up with Google Gemini. We'll try that. And again, there's a prompt box, just like the other ones. Let's try that Harlan Coben thing in here. And here we have an arrow we click on instead of an up arrow. Let's see how quickly we can get an answer here. So here's a list of books for Harlan Coben. And if you'd like, you can go compare that to the one that we got from Chatgpt. Now, if you see down here, there's some icons. You can do a like, a dislike. And here you can copy the response right here. So if you click on that, again, it'll copy it. And if you go back to say pages, you can paste it in there and save it. And there's the whole thing. If you wanted to save it, you could save this and email it to someone or save it for yourself. I don't think I'll save it, but that's one thing you can do with it. And that's Google Gemini. So you can, there's, like I said, there's any number of AI services you can try. Knock yourself out with any questions you might have. Maybe what you could do is, well, I'm planning to do an image video next. I won't do it in this one. But if you have any comments, you can put them in the comment section and let me know of any good prompts that you come up with that you either tried on Chatgpt, Gemini, Grok, or any of the others, and maybe we can try them in a future video and just as a form of some feedback from this video. So maybe we'll just try one more here. Let's see what we can ask. We'll just ask a question like that and see what comes up. I can only imagine the amount of data these AI tools have to page through and how quickly they do it. Actually, I don't know if you might have an Amazon Echo device, but a few months ago my Echo device has become more of an AI Echo device. I can ask questions of the Echo and get really back some detailed answers about things. And again, the speed is unbelievable. How fast after you ask a question and you get the answer back, it's like lightning speed. So here's our answer. Frédéric Chopin, one of the greatest piano composers of ever. And like I said, let me know in the comments some of the other questions you may have asked. I was finally able to get on to Grok, and I didn't get that message that I got earlier about it being a heavy load or whatever. So let's try the Harlan Coben prompt here, and we'll see what Grok comes up with. It's amazing how fast some of these answers come back. And here's, I think Tell No One might have been the first one on the other, on ChatGPT, but we'll have to go back. I guess you can go back and double check, or you can do it yourself. Check something like that on both Grok and ChatGPT. Now, one thing I thought of to ask was this. See if AI can give me a list of the top 25 prompts. We'll see what happens. Uh-oh, now we got high demand. For some reason, and I don't want to go pay for Grok since I can get to ChatGPT or others for free right now. While we're waiting for Grok to clear up its high uh, whatever, we'll go back to Chatgpt and ask Chatgpt that same question. What are the top 25 simple AI prompts? We'll see what it comes up with. So here we go. Explain a topic in simple terms. Teach me the basics of something in 5 minutes. Step-by-step guide to learn a skill. Explain this like I'm 10 years old. That's a good one. Write a short email about whatever. Improve this sentence. Rewrite this to sound more professional. Turn this idea into a paragraph. Help me plan my week. Let's see, it did give me 25. So let's see. Here's one. Write a short story about a topic. Let's see. Let's see if it knows anything about meerkats. So if you see, it is a short story about a meerkat named Kiro. Kiro liked to wander a little farther than the rest. He was fascinated by everything. Shiny beetles, strange footprints in the sand, and the way the wind blew, the way the wind drew patterns across the dunes. So you can do just about anything or ask it just about anything. Apparently, we didn't get an answer from Grok yet. So I believe, here is it. So I believe you're going to have to check out Grok and see how you make out with it. I don't know why it's so high in demand. I guess because it's very popular. Possibly if you buy their premium service, you could get in very quick, but I wouldn't suggest it because there's just too many other options. So please leave me comments of any good prompts that you come up with that you use on here on AI. Please like and subscribe to my videos and leave me any suggestions for future videos in the comments. I don't normally get a lot of comments. Occasionally I'll get 1 or 2 comments, but I'd like to see a lot more comments. It would be nice. So we'll go on to the last item. Hi, I'm here on my iPad, and I thought I would like to show you the apps on the iPad you can access AI with. If you don't have a desktop computer or whatever, you can also do it on your phone But right here on my iPad, you can see I have several. I have Grok in the middle bottom. Next to that, I have Chatgpt. I also have Copilot and Gemini to the right of that. Down in the lower left, I have Claude, which is another service, and Perplexity, the second line up, third from the left. Perplexity is another service. So what I wanted to show you was, if I open GPT, look how similar it is to what it was on the desktop version. And I can do several things. One thing I didn't show you on the desktop version was the plus sign. Most of them have some sort of a symbol here. This is a plus sign, and you can get different options. You can create an image. You have different pictures here I can add, or that were added. I can go to all photos. If I wanted to add a photo, I could go here and say add this photo, and tell it to add a caption of Joe's Tech Bits. Now, I did say I wasn't going to get into images, but this is a quick one, hopefully. Now you can see it coming forward, creating an image. Still waiting, and it's going. And you can see down the bottom, oh, there we go. See, it took that same photo and added Joe's Tech Bits, a label across the bottom, or a title. And you can see down below that you have the thumbs up, thumbs down, and this here is a way you can mail this to someone, send it to someone, or put it in a message. I won't do that now. And you can make it bigger, take a look at it. You can do a lot with it. Now, if we close this, let's see what Grok's got. See, you can go to Grok, and when you tap on there, you can paste a file in there. Say you have a file that you wrote a letter to someone. If you wrote a file and save it as a file, you can take that file and paste it into the prompt box here, and then tell Grok to analyze it and give you a better version of it, and it will do that for you. So I just wanted to show you that you can get onto AI and you don't need a computer. You could do it with an iPad, or if you have a Android, tablet, or phone, you can do it from there. So that's it for AI on the iPad. That's the end of this video. Hopefully you gained something from it. As you can see, it's not hard to just go on an AI service and ask a question and get an answer. Please leave comments. We appreciate comments. I don't really get enough of them. Please watch our other videos on Joe's Tech Bits. And again, check out my wife's website that was done a lot with coding from AI. It's adelscrafts.com. I'll leave it in the description. And watch out for our next video. I might do one on images and AI. And thanks again for watching. See you soon and have a great day. Bye for now.